Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. It's been a while. I put up a post on YouTube or made a video because I have been keeping busy with preparing my course and launching my masterclass. And yeah, been busy doing so many things. And I'm happy doing those things. So the post or the video about today is if social media is giving you anxiety, if it's making you anxious, what can you do about it? How can we deal with it? So the instant reaction is, just shut down that. I mean, people give the image of social media as something very negative, something very overwhelming, something very competitive. It becomes like slowly somewhere sometimes they are like keyboard warriors. There are people commenting on your post which are not positive comments, and sometimes you are so much I would say inclined or like to reply to somebody's post which triggered you or you're not agreeing with. So social media does give you anxiety. It does trigger your fears, it does trigger your anxiety in different ways, and sometimes you don't know why it's happening. And we always say to people that stop comparing yourself, stop comparing your life with others. Of course we don't compare consciously, but it does happen with our subconscious. So before you know, even a second, your subconscious had already compared, and it has and trigger a fear, and that fear triggers your anxiety, and you're anxious already without even knowing why you feel anxious. When you see a post or like too much post and too much, like people, you feel sometimes there is a rat race to post and to keep audience engaged, or like the media, like the content generators. And I feel them under pressure as well, like pressure to keep up with the needs and pressure to perform, pressure to be, like I feel that there is a pressure on them, and then they're just putting out content and content and content. But I think if you are on social media for engaging with your audience, for putting out the content that you would like people to engage with, but put out with the intention to really engage. But if your intention is not to engage with them, don't ask questions. Like people put up questions in their post and they don't reply, they don't engage. So don't put that up, because that's not good. Actually, you should value everyone's time. And if somebody is investing time in your post, and if you're not looking for really engagement, then don't do it. Just put up a normal post without putting up a question in it. And if like there's some post, if you see and they're making you anxious, I think the best is to minimize your time on social media for some time, because I won't say it's the solution, but because it's not uh, tackling the original problem, because the original problem lies somewhere else. Okay. It's just a symptom that you feel anxious, and what you can do about it immediately is to minimize that thing, that I minimize my use of social media. And then, I relax and I sit back and I feel better, and then I come back to it with a better mind. But what's happening in the background really is you feel triggered. There are fears, some of the fears, everyone has different kind of fears which are being getting triggered, and you feel anxious about it. So I think the first one is you're subconsciously comparing yourself out. And the second is like not feeling enough, not feeling enough. It's a universal fear. Everyone has it. Okay. There is no shame about it. And there is no, I mean, there were people have been working on themselves for years, and they are programming their subconscious, they're programming themselves, they're rewiring their brains to deal with their fears and anxieties. And we can all do that, okay, if we know how to do it. So that's where the coaching part comes in, or, like the NLP part comes in, or, the psychological things come in. So I would say, if you're looking for a quick solution to stop your anxiety, is to minimize it, take a break, slow down, and think back, reflect what is bothering you, what annoyed you at that moment. Reflection always helps. And if you are anxious or if you're rushing, you cannot reflect. So rushing and reflection doesn't go together. To reflect, you have to slow down, you have to be calm, you have to be at peace, and then only you can look within and see, what your heart or the inner self is showing you. And that's where the creativity also comes in, when you're at peace, when you're happy, and you have that, that clarity of mind, that, that content automatically, or the ideas come in. Rushing, I'm not the person who can rush. I'm not the person who can be pushed. I take my own time. I do things, at my own pace. And I think that's the way it should be, so it doesn't affect you. It doesn't trigger you. You do things, to help yourself. You do things that will help you out, to reach out to people. But it should not be other way around, that it's, making you anxious or triggering you. So I hope with this, it's a bit helpful for you, that, that you slow it down, you don't rush over things, you sit back and reflect what triggered you and how you can help yourself with it. And being authentic is the biggest thing, when you are being yourself, people acknowledge it, people respect it. And I think there are so many people who are putting out content that if you don't put it out for a week or 10 days, nobody's going to miss you. And once you are out there, okay, people are nice to have you back. But meanwhile, people are just, scrolling down. And if they don't find you, you're not missing out. Okay. So you're still there after a week or 10 days, whatever. Take your time, set up your priorities. And sometimes they're too much on your plate. Let go of the things which are not important at the moment, and keep yourself, happy and sane. And if you think at this moment your priority is your home or your children and you have no time, it's okay, But when you create content, or do it from a happy place, do it from a place of clarity, do it from a place where you are willing to do those things. Because sometimes you're really pushing forward, but you're not there, you're 100%. You're only there 50 or 60%, and it shows. Okay. So you will feel like you're pushing, you're trying to do things, but it's not working, because that 100% is not showing in what you're doing. So just take your time, slow it down, and do the things at your own pace. Okay. I hope it will help you with your anxiety, and take care. Bye.